exciting day. It's packed, and so we're anxious to get started. There's a few things that I should say by way of introduction. First of all, we have some significant Texas public officials along with these officials from Israel here today. I'll particularly call attention to our Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller, who you'll be hearing from later in the morning. Jeff Walker, who's the head of our Texas Water Development Board. Former State Senator Kit Baker, and many more. So welcome to you all, and thank you for coming. This has been a wonderful experience working with Tova Hellerstein, who is the new Executive Director of the Texas Israeli Chamber of Commerce. And you're going to be hearing more from Tova as the morning proceeds, but I'd like to specifically acknowledge her and thank her for working with us on this. The other partner is someone who needs no introduction to all of you. He is one of the most respected water professionals probably in the United States, but certainly in Texas. He was a former chairman of the Texas Water Development Board and a former member of our Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Former water master on the Rio Grande, Carlos Rubenstein, has been a partner in this. I would like to thank all of you who have helped us sponsor this issue. Their names and logos are in the program, so I won't call out each of them, but I will tell you that this conference could not have been possible without a tremendous effort by the Meadows Center staff, starting with Susan Hankins, who you've all probably met. I don't know where she is, but she's probably getting something fixed up. But Susan worked tirelessly to get this done, and please stand and let us. Alberto Giordano is the chairman of our geography department, and Steve Fraser is the head of Star Research Park, and they've both been instrumental and important sponsors of this event. Here's the deal. Our population is going to increase by 70% by 2070. We're going to have 51 million people in our state. And yet we've already given permission for more water to be withdrawn from many of our rivers than is actually in them. The Water Development Board projects a shortage of 4.8 million acre-feet of water by 2020 and 8.9 million acre-feet of water by 2070. The cost of the infrastructure projected by our water development planning process to address these needs is $63 billion. Thankfully, our legislature and our citizens, following the horrible drought we experienced in 2011, established a $2 billion loan fund, and the Water Development Board has already loaned out through that program $1.9 billion. So we've got money to spend on this issue. We need help and technology. If not, if we don't implement the strategies laid out in the Water Development Board, a third of all Texans by 2070 will have only half the water that they need. The economic cost of that will be $73 billion in 2020 and $151 billion by 2070. 30% of the water that we're going to need must come from reduced demand. And that's where we have been so anxious for the last several years to form a collaborative with expertise, companies, the tremendous work that has been done in Israel to reduce the demand for water. We say that the poster children in our state for water conservation of the cities of San Antonio and El Paso, both of which have lowered their consumption of water by 40% per capita in the last 15 years or so. San Antonio has grown by 1.5 million citizens, and yet its overall consumption of water has been flat. And Israel is 6 times more efficient per capita than either of those cities. And so for you to come together here at Texas State to bring the opportunity for all of us in the room to learn about how you have done it is something that will be as important an initiative as occurs in our state in the coming years. Texas' greatest natural resource challenge is providing water not only for economic development in the future, but for the environment. And so at this point in time, it gives me great pleasure to kick off this program by introducing